Hello everyone and welcome back to TerraFirmaPunk. Last time we left off, we were taking care of building a sheep pen, I believe, was our last little project. I was going to get started on Bismuth Bronze, but we had our cows that I wanted to familiarize, although right now I'm kind of in a position where I don't have what I need to do that, so I'm almost better off just moving on. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go put away these fences that we made. And the extra fences. Any room for them here? Not really. Nor here. Do have room there and there. Not really there. Alright, well I'm gonna put you here for now. Alright, and we're gonna go ahead and start making our way towards our bismuth operation, which is the next set of metals I'm going to need. Oh. Okay, music cut out there abruptly. Looks like I'm having a little bit of issues here with the frame rate and all that. Is the sound still? Yeah, sound's still there. Alright, well, I should have paid more attention to the clock. It's a little later than I was expecting it to be. That's okay though. We have food on us, I have the ability to get more on the road, and I have water, so we can take a rest pretty much any time I need to, which is going to be fairly soon. So let's go ahead and do that. Oop. Okay, I did not have nearly as much seaweed as I thought, but that's okay. I should be able to scavenge some more food on the go. Here's that weird bug again. Okay, there's an enemy up ahead, so I'm going to dodge a little over to the side here. Just a tad. Sploosh. Okay. So, what's been new with me lately? I renewed my, I guess it's not called a sponsorship anymore. My first membership on, the Rooster Teeth website, because Volume 4 of Ruby just dropped, and it was pretty spectacular. It started off in a place I was not expecting it to start. And for anyone who hasn't seen it yet, I'm not going to say much more than that. Of course, I was expecting the time skip. They've been telling about how there's going to be an 8-month time skip between volumes 3 and 4. So I believe that means that Ruby's 16 by now, because she was 15 at the start of volume what? She was 15 at the start of the volume 1, and then volume 2 was the second semester. So a semester is what, like let's see, September, October, November, December. So it's like 4 months. So that means it's been 4 months plus 8 months. So it's been a year. It's been a year since volume 1. Is that right? 12 months. Yeah. So yeah, so everybody's pretty much a year older than they were at the start of the series. So for Ruby that's 16, for everybody else it's pretty much 18. So not like a substantial time skip, but I would say an appropriate amount to go to your 4th season of a show. Why do I have a bismuth marker all the way out over there? I feel like that's in the middle of the ocean, is it not? Oh, we got, spring vegetables are starting to, pop up here and there. Yeah, that is somewhere else. So yeah, Volume 4, off to a fantastic start. Starts off somewhere, like I said, I wasn't expecting at all to see that location. Those people so early. And then we get the new team. Team Ranger gets a fair bit of screen time. And there's a really like simultaneously nice and sad moment that happens near the end of the episode. It's pretty nice. And yeah. Overall, has me excited for the rest of the season. And since getting that, I've also caught up on Crunch Time. I've watched all 6 episodes of Crunch Time. That was also strange. And I'm not gonna say why, because I feel like that would be spoilery. So I'm actually gonna not talk about that too much. Definitely a fun series for sure, like no questions about it. It was enjoyable from start to end. I haven't watched through day 5 yet. I haven't really been in the mood for something super serious. And I mean, it's an RT project, it's not gonna be super serious, but like a serious tone over the whole thing. And I've been in that mood for a while now. Like, I still love The Walking Dead, but I just haven't been in the mood for like a super serious story for a long time now. So it's like I haven't seen it since season 3 ended. Season 3? No, season 4. Yeah, I think 4 is accurate. Okay, so there's that. Unfortunately, I do need food. Okay, I believe the ocean is up to the north here. Let's scavenge some more seaweed. Gonna have to make a new knife, apparently. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Tons of it. Untouched. By my hand. Okay, that one's pretty much gone. Yeah, that stuff just flings all over the place, doesn't it? Okay, there's some in some pretty shallow waters. That'll be a little easier to get to. Should also probably drink here and refill that before I go into the mines. I will be working through the night and all that, so it won't be too much of a problem. Oh. Okay, well now I'm swimming, which sucks. But it could be worse. So mostly what I've been catching up on with my memberships lately has been sponsor play, or whatever it's going to be called whenever it comes back. Because that's always fun to watch. I think Kyle and Miles are fantastic on mic, and watching them play games is pretty awesome. So can't wait for that to come back. And then what else is new? The fall shows are back in rotation now, so I'm like, so many things to watch. Supernatural. I'm very curious to see where that show goes after a fairly solid last season there. The last one that came before it. It's pretty good. It had been, it had been okay for the last few seasons, but it really came back in this last one. 14, I think it was, or no, 12? The one that's before the one airing right now, basically. Was a solid comeback for it. And, but it was like, it was a huge milestone for the show. Like, they had a villain that, well, they had an antagonist that was a pretty heavy hitter that I don't know how they can really come up with something to match that. So far, the antagonizing force that they've introduced so far is kind of like, certainly unexpected. And interesting, but I don't know how it's gonna hold a candle up to the last major antagonist. So I'll be interested to find out. I have never dropped that show, no matter how meh it got at points. So, granted, I have skipped entire episodes before. I have a bit of a problem with blood, as I've mentioned before on this, in my videos. And so, when it comes to vampire stuff, not really a fan. So, there have been times where I've had to skip episodes of Supernatural, because they were vampire episodes. And I've had to skip a few werewolf ones too. Basically just end up reading a plot summary on Wiki so that I don't miss any important story elements. It's a shame, because I really love the show, and having to skip episodes does suck. But I've never dropped it. So. And then what else is out? So The Flash, the CW Marvel shows have picked up again. Super excited with those. Legends of Tomorrow, Flash, Arrow. All curious to see where those are going to go. Flash looks like it's heading in a fairly interesting direction. And I've noticed the show has definitely a pattern to it after season 1. And it's not a bad pattern. It's just a little interesting that they choose to keep repeating it instead of going in a different direction. And that is that it seems like the major antagonist for a season is derived from basically a mistake that Barry has made. It seems like everything comes from the Flash making mistakes, as opposed to literally any other reason. Like, there are a lot of shows where an opposing force comes into the picture simply because the other one exists, like the good guy exists. Like, you could argue Joker's like that, right? Like, the only reason Joker exists, the only reason Joker does what he does, is because Batman's there. If Batman wasn't there, there would be no Joker. And this is a sentiment that, you know, Joker himself has expressed through their occasional conflicts here and there, you know. At least the modern day Joker. The old original comic Joker was more of a gangster, so a little bit different there. But it's interesting that as far as seasons 2 and 3 of The Flash go, it's Barry made a mistake, and now he's created these threats through this mistake. Which was great for season 2, because it was like, oh, well, opened up Earth 2. Well, now Earth 2's problems are my problem. Whoops. But now we got season 3, and it's like, oh, time travel. Well, my time traveling has now opened us to parallel timeline problems. Oops, my bad. So it's kind of odd that they're repeating it, and I hope that's not the foundation of the series, that it's going to keep doing that over and over again. Because that would be unfortunate. If it was just a rinse and repeat circumstance, switch out names, switch out, etc. So that would be unfortunate, but at this point it's only 2 seasons. It does suck that they're kind of in a row, so it's really easy to notice. But I think overall the show's gonna be fine. It's a different enough take on the same issue or the same circumstance that it's, you know, well, actually, you know what? Both instances were actually a mistake he made by time traveling. Okay, never mind. Well, let's just hope that season 3 doesn't end with literally the same thing. Although it is a fantastic point for world building, because, you know, it shows that this kind of recklessness has, like, varied consequences. Time travel could, you know, weaken the universal barriers, open you up to parallel worlds, all that kind of stuff. Could also just, you know, create branching timelines that just kind of bleed into each other. Ooh. All that kind of stuff. So, be careful. If you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna mess stuff up. And I think that has great lead in with Legends of Tomorrow, which is getting a lot more into time travel on both the hero and villain sides of the story. I won't spoil that too much just yet. I think it's in episode 2 Revelation where they show who the villain is. Or is it episode 3? Regardless, it's new enough for me not to want to ruin it, to spoil it for anybody. And then Arrow. Arrow's looking pretty solid so far. Don't really know what more to say on that. That show has a good enough history of mixing things up enough to be interesting. And we're covering the last year of Lian Yu in flashbacks. So that'll be nice. we'll get the flashback stories out of the way, at least for Oliver. Chances are we'll probably get another character to fill in a flashback arc for, but we'll see. So that's cool. What else? Another season of Star Wars Rebels is out. Unfortunately, I don't have really anywhere to watch that, so I have to wait for it all to finish up first. Oh, okay. You're not gonna pop off, so I guess I'm gonna have to do that. There we go. There we go. Okay, what else is new? Oh, Red vs. Blue Season 14 came to an end. I don't know that I've talked about that yet. Season 14 was very hit or miss for me. There were stories and episodes that I really liked. There were others that were, they were okay. And so on and so forth. But, overall, I say I enjoyed it, but it's not going to be the kind of season that I just sit down and marathon through just for fun, like I did with seasons 11 through 13. Like those I can just sit down and watch anytime. Same with 9 and 10 and 8 and well, basically 8 to 13. 8 to 13 I can sit down and watch anytime, anywhere, anytime. Well, maybe not anywhere. But yeah, so 14 was alright. It was alright. It was impressive, that's for sure. Like the Mercs trilogy, like the fact that they pumped that out in the middle of all the rest of the craziness, that was pretty cool. The Freddy W, the Rocket Jump episode was hilarious. The collaboration episodes like Death Battle, Carolina versus Meta, and the Immersion episode were enjoyable. I liked Death Battle definitely a lot more. The Immersion one seemed a little... So the Death Battle one seemed like a fun crossover. The Immersion one seemed like a bit more forced. It wasn't bad, it was just like, yeah, this is definitely a little gimmicky. Alright, well, regardless, we're currently at time for today, so that's gonna have to do it for this episode. So thank you all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed all that fun stuff as always. If you did enjoy it, please consider leaving a like or a comment. Any and all feedback is always very much appreciated. Helps me out a ton, and I do always love hearing from you guys. And I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye for now.